I will assume the position.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to another hobby hangout. So what we're going to look to do is get rid of that from the screen, and what we're going to look to do is obviously do the actual hobby. Then on top of that, we're going to be discussing some things that have occurred in terms of communications from Games Workshop on the new AoS release. So let's just see how it goes. We'll obviously, as more people join live, we'll start going through this bit more in a bit more detail and so on. But yeah, so obviously Matt's with us as well, which is great.
The faceless one.
The faceless one, indeed. So Matt, what are you working on today?
I'm going to be putting, I think, the final highlights of my Chaos Warriors here. Or one of the more final highlights. The last couple of highlights on here. And then I think this is my last unit I'm going to do before I move house. So get these guys done.
Slaves to Darkness, or STD, as we say.
Yes, get my STDs ready.
Get them all prepped.
Gotta sort out my STDs before I move. Yeah, they've been fun. I really like these guys. The new sculpts are so nice to work with. They're so interesting, each one of them, and they're all unique, which is really nice. Because I've done a few of the old school ones, the old block, these pretty much bulky square looking guys. They're all right, but my god, they get kind of boring to do after a while because they're all just kind of standing in the same pose. But these guys, they're all very unique looking, so it's very fun to do.
That's cool. No, I was going to say, for myself, I'll be just working on some eels, so I'm going to look to try and get the base colors down. I have started already, and that is... I've actually, again, I've changed the head slightly on the prints. So I've used the one from the that special character, from I can't remember his name. Special character guy from let me just get his name. Where are you?
Is it the King guy? Volturnus, yeah.
Yeah, Volturnus, yeah. So I'm looking to get so put the Volturnus head on, just because it looks cool. And then
presumably that means you have Volturnus, then what are you going to do for his head?
Well, I'm not going to use him. I'm going to use a generic Prince or King, even one of the helmets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So Volturnus I may get again eventually, but yeah, in the initial thing, I'm just going to have my own King. Why not? And yeah. So
do you mean the head? Does he come with two head options, and there's the generic version, and there's the named version? Is that it?
Yeah. So you get 3 different heads. So,
really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Options, nice.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. So yeah, I've got the Volturnus head on the Prince. It actually looks pretty cool. It looks better than the one I did before, because I did use the one from the Catacombs box, the Dark Elf. Photo.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, which it looks kind of good, kind of cool, but at the same time, it just didn't sit right, because the hair that I put on, again, I say hair, it's more of a hair piece, but that, because obviously, I identify bald, so it's more of a hairpiece, but it just didn't look quite the way I'd want it to, in that the eels could go in one direction, but the hair's going in the other.
Yes, that conundrum. Yeah, I've seen that before. It's annoying. It looks so cool, but it just doesn't make sense.
No.
So you just kind of scrap it because it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's kind of annoying.
So I glued it all, did it all, and I was like, oh, I just didn't. I let it sit with me for a little bit, but yeah, it wasn't what I was after. So I just remembered that about the Volturnus head. I was like, cool, go with that.
Fair enough, that works.
I'm just going to put it on Discord now as well.
Summon the masses.
So Matt, with the guys that you're painting at the moment, and then is that for your actual? Is it for your Warcry warband, or is it more for AoS kind of Slaves to Darkness army?
No, these are for you. These will be for the AoS army, the full AoS army. I need to make up some of the lore for the Slaves to Darkness guys. I have some lore for the main leader guy, I think, at least. Or at least I have something planned for him. I just need to think of a name. I've already put their location on the map, kind of. Put them on snowy bases and put them in the new seed.
Ooh. Oh, it's a new seed, right? Sweet.
Yeah.
In fact, we can check that out, actually. Let's have a wee look.
I think I've called the place like the Glacial Star.
Yeah, the Glacial Star, yeah.
Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah,
I haven't made up the exact story behind it, but I think I was planning on making it's in some sort of like barren wasteland in like, I was gonna say, or maybe one of the realms. Didn't decide yet. And then it was and then what was it? They did something, some sort of ritual or something, and then just collapsed the entire castle or entire fortress or entire glacier into the new seed.
Okay.
And that's why they're there.
No, I like it. To be honest, with my Idoneth, I've selected the location. I just need to obviously give you the location and the name and all that kind of good stuff on the map.
Take your time.
Yeah. And then, but to be honest though, the Idoneth, I've had a few days off.
Sorry, it's a bit noisy here.
No, that's all right. I've had a few days off painting, so now I've started to get back in the zone of painting again. I'll have these eels done pretty quickly, then I'll have the king done, and then that's all my Idoneth done so far that I have.
Oh really? Okay,
no,
that's not bad.
Yeah, well, what's the name? The sorceress lady that you get from Catacombs box.
The
Shroud Queen. The one with like the glass helm kind of thing.
Yeah, the Shroud Queen.
Yeah, so I'll be using her as one of my tidecasters.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so I'm quite keen to get into that tidecasting. I don't know. I want to do like kind of, I want to say a fishbowl.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that kind of underwater effects on the helm. And obviously, as I showed you before, I've got quite a lot of those spare fishes as well to put around, and where the shadow effects kind of wraps around her, I'm going to do it so it's water effects.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of my idea around that. And she does have a sword in her right arm, I believe, right hand even. But one of the other characters in the box itself, you do actually get a kind of like a flame or like a magical spell being cast in one of them from one of the other characters. So I'm just going to replace that and give her that as like, that right hand, if you like. So she's got a staff in one, and the other hand she's like about to cast a spell or got some sort of magical flame, that kind of thing.
So for an idea, do you have like the texture paint, the Valhalla Snow or whatever it's called?
No.
If you grab a box or grab a jar or a top of that, whatever it's called, and use it sparingly on like some parts, like the shadow cloak, you can make it kind of look like sea foam, like the crest of a wave.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I know a lot of people do that for like when they do water bases and stuff like that. It looks really nice. Oh, okay. It looks really convincing too. Sparingly. Use it very sparingly. It looks really convincing.
Yeah, don't plaster it on kind of thing. But no, that's cool. So for the eels that I'm painting now, I've basically got the wife to choose the colours. So we've gone with a bit of a purple and pink for one of the eels. For the other eel, I've gone with Aethematic blue and then Plague Bearer Flesh for the fin. So that one we should be interesting, kind of vibrant colours to look at. But it's all going to be vibrant colours, just put it that way, which is always fun. And then I will be getting another, I think probably the starter box again down the line. And again, this is so we can get 3 more eels, which again would be main idea behind that.
Please don't eel spam, please.
No, not at all. I'll have 6 eels. That's it. And then I'll have 20 of the thralls. And then I'll have 3 characters. And then I just need to buy one of the sharks and probably the Leviathan at some point as well. But
cool.
Yeah, so there's a plan there.
Now, speaking of 6 eels, that'll put you right into the new cohesion rule. What do you think about that?
So with the eels, I'm thinking of taking, being the echelon eels. I'm not too bothered, to put it frankly, there, in terms of they're going to be much more of a holding unit. So with because obviously with the rend, they don't really do tons of damage output. So I don't mind as much. If I was going for the more, obviously the more attacking eels, then yeah, I'd be a bit more concerned about that. But yeah, I don't think I mind too much with the echelon eels that I have so far.
Well, I mean, like, you're not going to be able to, what most people used to do would be like turn them sideways and make like a long, a screen basically so that people can't get through it.
Yeah,
do you think that'll affect your gameplay at all?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously it will do in terms of like, because I remember using my Nighthaunt when I had to kind of screen the board and the back of the board and all that kind of stuff. So it'll affect that a little bit. But for my other units, if I stick with Ideneth at the moment, I could always, because I was looking at that link that I sent you about, I can't remember his name now, but the guy who is obviously discussing
describing the whole thing.
Yeah. So going off from what he's basically advised and suggested and all that kind of stuff, I think with the eels, I think I could probably put like 4 towards the front and then have like 2 like behind facing sideways. It won't look good on the tabletop if we wanted to be picky about it. But I think it's something that could be leveraged in terms of trying to, if we wanted to make it a wider line, should I say? So
yeah, I've seen people like describe like different ways of doing it. Some people are wanting to do like a barbell kind of style of placement where they have like a blob on each end and then they'd string it out in the middle still.
Mm.
So they have the unit cohesion going all the way through on the sides, and then still like a daisy chain in the middle, which kind of works. But at the same time, if you lose everything from the sides, you're going to start losing people to cohesion.
Yeah. Well,
it'll be an interesting mechanic. It'll be something that we'll have to adapt to, or people will have to adapt to. I'm not all that bothered by it overall, just because I don't play Horde units that much. I mean, I play Stormcast mostly. Khorne kind of might have an issue with it if you use a lot of, because Blood Reavers and or Bloodletters, you tend to have large numbers of them. But even then, I don't mind them in a blob. It's not that big of a deal for me.
True.
And I think aesthetically, it looks better when they're in a bit of a blob, because I mean, it just makes more sense. Going back to like fantasy days where everyone's like fighting in rank and file. That's kind of how normal armies would fight generally. So I mean, it would make sense to blob up your units a little bit. Maybe not into the full out rank and file like squares.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking, like a lot of people were complaining that cavalry will be nerfed really hard because of their big base sizes. It's really hard for them to keep a cohesive line. Like for example, Gore Gruntas, which come in units of 3 or 6, or multiples of 3, I guess, you wouldn't be able to string them out into a line. You would have to do something else to cluster them together a bit more.
Right.
And I'm thinking, like, you could bring out, like, what actual cavalry units would do and put them into a wedge formation. And that would keep them in cohesion. Because you'd have, like, 1 in the front, 2 behind it, or then just kind of spread out backwards that way. And that would keep them all in cohesion absolutely fine all the way through. And it looks good, too. It looks really good, too. Because, you've done that with your hex rates before, and it looks really impressive looking, I think.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, I agree with that. I mean, it's different. I mean, it's for obviously people who haven't played, for instance, like 40k talks. 40k, they're used to it, but then again, it's a 2-inch rule rather than a 1-inch. So again, AoS have made it.
And not only that, but like 40k is also much more ranged or shooting focused.
Yeah.
So I mean, having people in cohesion is less of a matter, less of a concern. Whereas AoS, where it's aside from a couple of really BS kind of armies, KO, everyone's very melee focused. So it makes it more. It's a bit of a bigger impact in AoS, but I still don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. People will adapt, people will get used to it, and it won't be a big deal after a while.
Yeah, it's just an initial shock to people, I think, more than anything.
Well, to be fair, like if you're playing for fun, I don't think it's going to be a huge deal, really. I think it's more of a concern for people that relied on it very heavily for like tournament games, and they would take like a mass unit of what was it? Anything on like one of those awkward long oval bases, turn them sideways. So you have like a couple of guys, like 5 will cover like a screen of like a foot or more.
Okay.
Which is really annoying.
Sentinel, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Hello. Welcome. Stay well and listen. And paint, please, by all means.
Yeah, I've been listening to quite a few other, obviously, guys on the other YouTubers as well with the, obviously getting their thoughts, theories, all that kind of stuff as well, because it's just interesting to see. Again, because a lot of the people out there aren't necessarily fluffy kind of players like us to an extent where we're just we just enjoy playing to an extent, but they're like creating meta lists and other stuff like that. But
yeah, I mean, it'll affect the tournament game, I'm sure, but would it really affect us all that much? I mean, we still abide by the rules.
Yeah,
but like if your units are not completely in cohesion slightly, I wouldn't really call you out on that. Just be like, well, maybe next time just be careful or whatever and just go on with it. It's not that big of a deal, I don't think.
Depends how many times you plan on breaking the rule.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. So many people seem hurt over the unit's currency thing. Yeah, I'm just sitting here loving the
hot
rules.
Topic.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here loving the rules they've showed of the cruel boys. Yeah, you're in the right community right here, because we're just stoked and really looking forward to getting our hands on this new edition, getting it playing, and it's having all sorts of different adventures as well with this new rulebook.
Just think like any changes will be interesting or good in a way, because I mean, if you don't change some of these rules, things will stagnate a little bit. It won't be as fun. So it's nice that they're changing things a little bit, even though it might, make people feel a bit uneasy.
So, Sensor, what army are you working on at the moment? The fact that another army gets the 6s to hits, causes mortal wounds is great. Oh, right.
Yeah, the Crow Boys. They're poisoned weapons.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. I was like kind of listening to other guys, and also we got new endless spells kind of stuff going on, and prayers and how they work, and all that kind of good stuff as well. It's going to be a load of fun and interesting things for sure.
I kind of like the fact that prayers can't be countered now by other priests, because back then, like in 2.0, we had prayers like endless prayers, or what am I saying? Invocations, yes.
Yeah.
That were pretty much unstoppable. I mean, they disappeared on their own sometimes, depending on a dice roll, but the other opponent could not actually counteract it in any way, which was a bit of a sticky point, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't like
throw the axe corn. Yeah, exactly. But even then, it's still a bit limited in who can shut it down, because you need to have a priest, basically. And not all armies have priests, as far as I'm aware.
No. Well, yeah, they don't actually. I don't think Idoneth do.
So exactly. So some people can shut it down, but a lot of armies still can't. which is interesting.
But we are expecting an update for Ideneth hopefully soon, so...
Yeah, possibly.
Fingers crossed.
Possibly. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
So, SJC, so Sarah, is it?
Hello. Is it Sarah?
I think so, yeah.
Sarah.
I'm looking at the image there with the little emoji or whatever you want to call it, the little picture in the corner.
Entirely possible.
It looks like Sarah. So, nothing right now. I'm figuring out a paint scheme for the Cruel Boys. Yeah, that'll be fun. Because, again, the way they've done the shields on the Cruel Boys, the ones that are coming out.
The funky little faces. Yeah,
they harken back to the colours of fantasy and all that kind of good stuff. So I did enjoy that, but I'm like, I don't know. How do you feel about this, Matt, as well? And obviously you guys in chat as well. But I was a Warhammer fantasy player for 15 years or so, and as much as I loved it, it's been 5-6 years of AoS now, and they still keep bringing back in certain characters or certain things into AoS from fantasy, and I do get it to an extent, but I do also want to start seeing a lot more newer things coming in as well. Like, I mean, I don't want to do any spoilers or anything like that, but obviously certain things, obviously within Broken Realms and other bits as well happening. I don't know. It's like all these characters as well, and gods and other bits. I want them to start introducing some new ones. Kragnos is a great example, obviously, of a brand new guy, and which I think is great. I just think that, yeah.
I agree with you in that sense. I think, it's an easy cash grab, I think.
That's it is.
The only thing I can think of, really. Like, GW knows that these characters are really popular. They'll sell well as a model, and people love the nostalgia factor of it, and that's why they bring them back.
Yeah,
but like in a lore perspective, it makes no sense because I mean they more or less wanted to kill the world, kill the history, kill off everything, and start fresh. The fact that they're bringing stuff back is just kind of counterintuitive to what they wanted.
Yeah, because there is a certain thing which I saw Adam pop into chat now as well. Certain things which Adam clearly knows and would love to happen, which I'm on board with that as well. But again, don't want to say any spoilers just in case people haven't read or said anything or read the actual Broken Realms updates. But yeah, certain things like happening there, I'm just like, ooh, that's cool. But at the same time, like, oh, really? I wanted something.
I think like each time that they bring out an old character or bring back an old character, I feel like it's a lost opportunity where they could have introduced someone really cool. Like introduce someone just completely new, just new to the setting, but someone that could have been interesting and just different. But instead they kind of go with the safe alternative of bringing back someone they know is popular, they know is going to get a lot of fan appeal, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And I was going to say, so Sentinel here is saying, yeah, Invocations now fleshed out is great, which I agree. Sarah, so I wonder if will be some way to counter priests. It seems where techless can't stop them. I think there is ways that priests can now cancel or counter other priests, and also I think priests have 2 standard prayers now. One of them is like a blessing, one's a smite, which I think is a long range as well.
Can be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's I can't remember the exact range, but I think it's a decent range where if a priest wants to do damage directly to another priest through smite, then I think on a 3+ it causes 1 mortal wound, and then on a 6 it causes D3, I believe. So there is ways, but I know what you're saying though. I think it's just wizards against wizards and priests against priests is kind of...
Yeah, let's not forget Teclis is pretty OP as is. We don't really need him countering anyone else, really.
I'm okay with the shields though for cunning orcs even. Red is not so stealthy, yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. A bright shiny red shields and yellow as well. Bright red at that, yeah. And Adam, hello everyone, good to see you all. It's good to see you. I'm liking the picture down there. What's that from now, Matt? Do you remember? from the anime. Can't remember what it's called.
Dragon Prince.
It might be.
That was a good one. I enjoyed that series.
Was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that as well. Yeah. In fact, I've just finished.
I really like the characters actually. It's very
yeah,
well done.
that's it. I think they were really cool. And I just finished watching Demon Slayer, and then I've watched what you call it, Blue Exorcist as well. So that's pretty good. I'm on season 2, but season 2 kicks off like I think just after episode 17 from season 1, which is bizarre. It confused me at first, but then
that's kind of weird.
I got with the program after that. So Sarah, you just wait. They'll be wandering around Ger and find polar bears. Like God. And boom, Kislev. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they just shoehorn in anything that's popular at the time.
Yeah. I feel bad for Kragnos. Watched the game and the opponent tried not to take a bunch of mortal wounds. Still took enough mortal wounds to kill Kragnos in one turn. Wow, okay.
Wow, really? Jesus. What was he using, though? Because he's got a healthy hunk of HP, doesn't he?
I think so, yeah. A 2-up save, right, as well. Not so mortal wounds negate that, of course. But
yeah, but still.
Yeah, that's another thing, actually, as well. I think they referenced in the actual rules... they've referenced ward save, and that harkens back to fantasy in terms of when people got ward saves. It was like a 6+ ward save, or 5+ so against mortal wounds and stuff. So in the
6-up save against like the 6-up deathless minion save.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now they're saying ward save in the rules. So.
Depends on what you want to call it, really. It's
if they change.
I think it's the same thing to what the 40k feel no pain, and people abbreviate to FNP. So 6+ FNP. With
all the buzz around Total War Warhammer 3, I'd love to see some form of Kislev in AoS. There we go. This is where the the polar bears are going to be coming out. I should follow one of the blizzards from the ogres. And then all of a sudden they appear. Yeah, there's a lot of... Total War Warhammer 3, I will be getting for sure. And
I knew you would.
I will be playing for sure.
I knew you would.
The Knight of Zen. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Knight of Zen. That sounds very peaceful. I like it.
It's exactly like the music we're playing. By the way, guys, in chat as well, just let us know if the music's too loud, too quiet. All that kind of stuff as well. Hopefully you can hear it.
It's a nice change of pace too. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. So Sentinel even says 18 wounds Kragnos has. Wow, in one turn.
I thought he had more. But even then, like 18 wounds, 18 mortal wounds. It's a lot of mortal wounds.
Yeah. Going to say, I'm wondering what dished that damage out. Hairnet, welcome. Well, I was going to say it's a newcomer. Welcome. Gonna be having my first AoS with my Avalon army on Thursday. Oh, in fact, no, he's on Twitch. I think it's Adam.
I was at the
Adam, yeah, because I remember the name Avalon.
Flare, yeah.
Yeah. Very excited, but I know I'm gonna get
welcome
smashed.
To the stream.
Gonna forget so many rules. Oh, don't worry about those rules, mate. They're gonna be
have
brand
fun.
New, dude.
Main thing is having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Have fun, tell a good story.
Stormcast, they took so it's the Stormcast that did the damage. So they took one of the mages, not the monster hunters.
How did they manage to do 18 mortal wounds in one go? That's pretty impressive.
That is good, though. Oh, right, okay, yeah, so yeah, I'll get to that in a second. No. Welcome. Yeah, long live those wanderers, yeah. That's what I was relating to a little bit. Again, I won't go into too much, but yeah. As in, When do you reckon's enough time then to start discussing a lot of the lore aspects of things that happen in the Broken Realms?
Ooh, well, it depends on which one you're talking about. Kragnos, I think, is still a bit fresh. Give it a month.
Yeah.
Give it a month.
Okay, we'll give it a bit more time and we'll start talking.
I always say, like, especially for like these serial releases, if you wait for the next big release that comes out. So, like, it was Marathi, and then Teclis, and then what was after that? Bellicor, then Kragnos. So, if you wait until the next book comes out, that's when you can talk about the previous book.
So in our case, it would be...
So when 3rd edition hits, you can start talking about Kragnos.
3rd of July, right? That's the new release date.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, pre-orders is coming up the weekend after this, I think. Which is pretty quick, really. Speaking of which, are you going to pick up a box, or did you want to split a box?
Yeah, I think we'll split, yeah.
Sounds good. I'll grab the Stormcast.
Shock.
Shock and amaze.
Yeah.
Did not expect that.
No, not at all. It was not just mortal wounds, it was close combat that killed.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah. Alejandro, welcome. The man himself is here. Adam, sorry, YouTube went weird. Swapped to Twitch. Back here now. Yeah, no worries. As soon as you mentioned your location, I knew straight away it was you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay, so Kragnos ran in and died to hammers.
Which hammers, though? There's a lot of hammers for the Stormcast.
True.
Because, I mean, if you died to, like, Retributors, I could see that. Because, I mean, if you bring a blob of them and you hit fairly hard, because that's what, like, 11 swings with a group of 5 of them, with potential of doing mortal wounds. That can add up pretty quickly. Or if you go with Protectors are monster killers, supposedly. And they can potentially deal out, like a D6 mortal wounds, or D6 wounds per hit.
With your expertise there, Matt.
It's doable. Like, I like that about Stormcast. They're very flexible in what they can do. They can be monster hunters, they can be fast cavalry, they can be slow defensive, hold the line types.
Okay, so it's pretty easy for Lumineth to get 38 archers to deliver him to oblivion before he gets to go. Both get Sunsteel weapons, use the commander ability to reroll ones. He did.
And that is why Teclis does not need anything to counter priests. They've got enough counters for everything else.
So doesn't Lumineth, and because again I don't have the book or anything, but does Lumineth not have priests? I'm assuming not. But
I don't believe so. They're mostly mages. I mean, like pretty much the entire army is made of wizards and mages and things.
Yeah,
that's kind of their shtick. Everyone's mage, everyone's a wizard, everyone has spells of some sorts, which is cool. Cool in a way.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking that because obviously I know Idoneth don't have any wizards. But I was thinking the endless spell.
What's a Tidecaster?
Huh?
Is the Tidecaster not a wizard?
It means he's a wizard, not a priest. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no priest, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was thinking in terms of like the endless spells that get thrown out. Is it Mon Banshee, whatever you call them, that unit from Nighthaunt.
Yep.
The one, those guys. They can actually eat endless spells, I believe. From memory.
Something like that. I'm not sure if is it eat endless spells or just eat up spells. I feel like they eat spells or dispel them, and then they can empower their blades or something of that sort.
Endless spells rings a bell, and I shall. I'll dig
you are the undead specialist. You tell me.
Well, I got
we should get Nagash out on here. He should know.
Oh yeah, true. I don't say any spoilers, but I basically jumped out of my chair reading the Kragnos prologue. I kind of guessed that. think Matt's little one had an opinion there as well.
Very strong opinion. I will be right back.
Yeah, no worries. Sentinel for 760 points. Kind of harsh. He has no anti-mortal wounds. Yeah, no, I get that. Because it depends on what role he plays on the battlefield, I guess. Because again, he's got a 2+ save. He goes in charging. He does a lot of damage on the charge, I believe. So I can understand why he possibly doesn't. But again, it depends how competitive the game is, and obviously it is kind of earmarked towards, if you're thinking tournament play, then people will gun him down, and I think people will try to gun him down straight away. But yeah, I think the mortal wounds, even if it was like a ward save of like 5 up or something like that, or even a 6 up or something to try and negate those mortal wounds. I think 6 up would be fair at this moment in time. But then again, who knows, because I'm not sure how many games have been played with him yet. So also we need a general consensus. Because I'm pretty sure in other matches he is absolutely smashed face. Alejandro, I finally arrived. Sorry for being late. I had to kill a tribe of orcs. Oh no. Not the orcs, armed with only a shoe, then across an acid lake in Shaish. But I'm finally here. Oh, thank the Lord. Praise Sigmar. Praise Sigmar. The hashtag the best elf is a dead elf. I don't think Adam would appreciate that. Then again, in painting elves, I don't appreciate that. Sentinel, 2+ save can only go so far with the amount of mortal wounds in the game right now. Yeah, true. I agree. I mean, 2+ save, face value sounds great. But again, there's so many ways to counter that with the mortal wound aspect now that can be dished out. So yeah, I can appreciate that. So, as well, guys, let us know if you're working on anything in chat as well. That'll be awesome. I think Matt's working on some Slaves to Darkness, or as we say, STDs. And then I am working on some Pretty Eels. Cries and Death Rattle Skeletons. I need Kragnos in my life. It's true. And it's such a massive model, isn't it? I didn't realize how big he was. He is a beast. And it's my problem with these huge. It's my problem. Obviously, not everyone else's. With like large units and so on. So I tend to have games at this moment in time that are around 1,000 to 1,500 points. And now for take Kragnos, 760 points. That's a big chunk of the army gone. So don't get me wrong, in time we'll be going to 2,000, obviously myself and Matt and so on. It's all time dependent at this moment in time. But yeah, so I've kind of stayed away from the heavy hitters like Kragnos, or even like, to be honest, I need to get an Ironclad as well. Some of the big units for my armies. So I've not got a Black Coach yet either. For Nighthawk. I got a Vermin Lord Deceiver from a Skaven though, which is pretty cool. Adam, planning to grab a Sylvaneth army in a few months, probably completely separate from my Avalon force, which feels weird. Yeah, I suppose from a Wood Elf perspective it would. I've invested so much into my Wood Elves, it feels odd going a mono tree. No, I get that, but even in Wood Elves though, before the elves or high elves or whatever you want to call them, before they entered Athaloran in fantasy, they were pretty much just all trees, right? So in a way, it's harkened back to what the true sense actually was. It's only when the elves fled and decided not to return to Orthwan and hung out in the forest that they actually became the Wood Elves. So I get what you're saying, but you'll get used to it. Oh, I say that. I got used to it, so I'm sure you could. With monsters getting more love, more armies might start fielding them. Yes, very true. Meaning they really need to stay clear of Kragnos. But I think Godrak will be my go-to. Yeah, no, I can get that as well, because monsters are going to be really cool, aren't they? You know, I mean, I was thinking my monster list, because I've got quite a few AoS armies now. So I've got Sylvaneth, Ogres, Skaven, Nighthaunt, Painting Ideneth at the moment. Got Kharadron Overlords. So yeah, and so I've got quite a lot of armies, and I think monster-wise, I've got a Giant, I've got a Tree Lord Ancient, I've got a Mongol, Vermin Lord Deceiver. I'm just looking at my shelf now. Dirthu as well, Spirit of Dirthu. That's about it, really, monster-wise. But yeah, monsters are going to be really cool. Especially, I was umming and ahhing about the ability to destroy terrain. I think it's cool. But now, it's the only reason why I say this is because I've recently just painted my Ideneth terrain piece. And I'm just like, the minute I've painted it, I'm like, oh no, it can be destroyed. But the Sylvaneth trees I can regrow, so that's reasonable. But yeah, no, I'm cool with that. I think it's a pretty cool mechanic. I'm working on some aggressors for Marines. Ooh, very cool. Yeah, I've got once I've painted my Ideneth, I will be moving on to my Space Marines, Force Company Ultramarines. So again, you've probably seen it. Oh, but got that guy there, and once I've done that, I've got Necrons. Basically, got the Indomitus box. So I've got Necrons and Space Marines to paint, and I use contrast, so I do blast through armies quite quickly. So a good standard, and then I probably end up getting Tau, I think, as well, because I love Tau. Sentinel, so he would be a great model on the shelf. But for games, until I see good reason, he'll be sitting out so I can put 760 points more, so more wounds inflicting on hit cruel boys. Yeah, okay, now I get that. I suppose it is. It depends what type of game you're going to play, who you're playing against. If you're going into a tournament scene, then of course every point counts, and you want to utilize as trying to push out as many mortal wounds as you can, all that kind of good stuff. So 100% understand that. But I think it's just such a cool, fun, massive looking model as well. But I do get it. If he gets beaten in the first turn, then yeah, it's not ideal, especially sinking that many points into it. Adam, okay, that gives me more lore idea on the before the elves time. God damn it, now my head is spinning with ideas. Well, honestly, Adam, if you have any questions about Athaloran or fantasy or anything like that, honestly, my head's, I've got lore coming out of every orifice. Again, because I did live and breathe it for 15 years, so. Ooh, missed a spot. So yeah, again, for those who don't know and are obviously in the chat at the moment, we have got a whole pocket realm on the go at the moment where people can submit the entries and stories, characters, all that kind of good stuff. And on the back of that, we do look to then create lore videos, community lore videos. We do narrative battle reports and obviously hobby hangouts. So I'll show you quickly if we can. So at this moment in time, this is our pocket realm. We've got quite a lot of the community input at the moment. And I think, well, Matt's working on his STDs at the moment, and that's the Glacial Star location at the top. I've got my K over here, Nighthaunt over here, and I've got some community entries as well, which is very cool. So again, this is the Emerald Lodge. We've also got the Keep of Prospects. We've got so many actually. I'm just trying to figure out where they actually are. Corpse Castle as well. So we've got a lot of community entries, and we are looking for more. So again, if this is something you're interested in, hit us up on Discord, and we can get chatting to add you into this. And on top of that, what will happen also is your entry, your submission will be placed into the Interstice Pocket Realm, which is obviously our Pocket Realm. We're in partnership with the Great Weave 2, which is very cool. And on here, you can click on the map. That'll take you through to that map location. And you'll see the characters here that have been populated so far in the Pocket Realm. And these are submissions from the community as well as our own. So as you can see, we've got a decent number coming through. And then we've got locations too. So it's slowly but surely building, which is awesome. So again, if any of you guys fancy getting involved in this, by all means reach out through our socials, Discord ideally. And yeah, we can get cracking on with that. But on top of that, we're actually in the process of working on some 40k aspects as well. So basically 40k equivalent of that. So all that's working behind the scenes, and yeah, that'll be awesome when that's up and running. Supposed to be taking a break from writing. Oh, you did say that actually. Yeah, I remember you saying that. You can't do that though. Keep the entries coming. Alejandro, I'm currently working on Seraphon. Okay, that's pretty cool. Thinking, please, Alejandro, don't start an army of the pirate gargants and cruel boys. She's going to kick you out of the house. Don't do it. No, I fully appreciate that. That's why, with the wife, she knows we've got a lot of armies and all that kind of stuff, but they also say, oh, it's for a good cause. It's for a good cause. Good job with the Ultramarines. Are you doing False Company? Will you be getting Ventress to lead them? Well, speaking of the devil, I have this. So yes, I will be assembling this guy and painting him up, which would be very cool. And again, I'm not the most competitive player. I'm about lore and having fun and just, ideally winning, of course, as everyone does, but it's very much just enjoying the obviously relationship, the battles that go on, having just a good, fun atmosphere. That's what I'm more interested in. So yeah, that'll be awesome when I get that up and running. It'd be kind of interesting because again, within our battle reports, we do narrative voiceovers, and we have actually had community doing narrative voiceovers as well, and other channels. So we've had 2+ Tough, we've had Age Nagash, Cinderfall Gaming, JJ Painting as well. So other YouTubers do some narrative voiceovers for us as well, which has been awesome. And we've also had some community as well. So yeah, it's all fun, but I'm looking forward to doing some 40k voiceovers as well. That'll be fun. Essentially, yeah, I'm all for fun, but exactly if said model just constantly dies in one turn, it's no longer fun. It's just a giant sinkhole of paint points, even, and paint. And the first time the opponent kills it, it's like it will entering, but on repeat it's planned. Yeah, no, I fully get that. And this is what I was saying before. If they give it about 6 up save, ward save even, to try and negate that kind of initial wipeouts, then it can get that. Because again, sinking that many points in and it gets wiped out in the first turn, yeah, not ideal. Oh, cheers, Nuno. So yeah, no, I appreciate that. Because it's funny, it's one of the reasons why we created the channel in the first place. Is, I mean, me and Matt both love creating stories, and we know, obviously, again, through people we gamed with, they loved creating stories and had their own and all that kind of good stuff. And yeah, just I love creating lore videos for other people as well and getting their videos out for YouTube, which is just awesome. I get a buzz out of it anyway. Lore office, yeah, you could call it your lore office, yeah. Is that sorry? Is that should I say SJC? I don't know whether you want to call you Sarah or not, but yeah, no, it's it's fun, and I love getting the lore from the people as well. It's just, I don't know, I just get such a buzz from it, and creating it and submitting them, and yeah, I just love it. Alejandro, never say no to pirate armies, airships, and squid balloon pirate armies. No, Alejandro, never. Let's go and can't speak. Got to go now, guys. Getting late. Annoyingly, enjoy the stream. Have fun, everyone. No, appreciate you stopping by. Honestly, thank you, Adam. Take care and have a good night. Dear fellow man of culture. Yeah. Yeah, not asking for a Godric style. Just something that even gives him a 1/6 chance of survival. No, Stencil, honestly, 100% agree with you there. I think brush drying the pot there. Yeah, 100% agree with you there, though, because yeah, just something a bit of survivability around mortal wounds. To be honest, I didn't know he didn't have any mortal wound kind of negation or negating in any way, shape, or form. I thought he would have had something. I mean, that 2-up save obviously is awesome, but as you say, so many ways to get mortal wounds out there now in armies that it kind of, it's like, meh. I won't say it's meh, it's a great thing to have, of course, but at the same time, I do get your point fully. Oh, I do like painting eels so far. It's quite fun. We're going to have a unit of 6 Echelon Guard. Again, and my Ideneth isn't going to be eel heavy by any means. I'm going to get some, I think they're called Reavers, right? The guys with the bows as well, so I'm going to get some of those chaps. Even if it's just for mortal wounds, yeah. Fully appreciate that. Especially, I mean, the cost. No, I mean, granted, it's not just the rules, it's also you're spending a lot of money on this one miniature. So ideally, you'd want that to then have some survivability and all that kind of good stuff as well. So there are different prisms to this. But no, I agree. It's such a cool model, though. And I may get him in the future as well for leading my ogres or ogres in the future. My eels are multicolored at this moment in time. Got not multicolored, 3 different kind of colors for my eels so far. Yeah, why not? Bit of fun. All it takes is a unit to tap at him as the others pelt him with mortal wounds and done. 18 mortal wounds, easy to do in 1 to 2 turns. Yeah, especially with the size of him and obviously nowhere to run and hide, all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, I fully get that. I think, I mean, obviously, I'm not entirely sure because again, I've not really got the Broken Realms lore books and rule books or anything. But he can be put in with other, what you call it, any destruction force, right? And I'm assuming there's no destruction force out there that can potentially enable him, you know, give him some sort of ward save or mortal wound save, anything like that to try and again buff him up in that way. Oh, it's always a joy when you miss things when you paint, isn't it? So yeah, any destruction, and no, since he cannot take allegiance traits. There you go. Yeah, so at this moment in time, I think probably take it as it is, but I do fully get it. In terms of the more competitive players who will be very much, I don't know, looking at the actual mechanics in terms of dishing out as many mortal wounds as possible, all that kind of good stuff. I do get that fully in terms of being unable to actually make him survive. But then again, you said that it was just so far, obviously, with the one battle that you've seen. So I'm assuming it's just the one fight you've seen him in, because ideally you'd want to see him in like a good number of fights to see how he does as well. I mean, yeah, seeing him obviously on display and then all of a sudden he's wipes in turn one isn't ideal, but I suppose just give it a bit of time to see how he fares against other armies, other opponents, all that kind of stuff. And because I'm pretty sure if he does get the turn, he can do some heavy damage. But yeah, I suppose it does really depend, doesn't it? But again, I'm not too familiar in terms of how many times you've seen him battle or seen him used. Also, bonus players would be great with tattoos. Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool. That seeing that synergy. He's still drying. Right, and this guy, I think there's a bit of yellow that I need to do. Where are you, my yellow? So again, guys, obviously this behind the scenes here, this is a lore video that we've done recently as well. Just let me know in chat as well, if you can do, whether or not you can actually hear the music and whether it's a decent level, because I just want to make sure it's, that's actually bearable, not screaming down your ears. Okay. Matt's actually gone to obviously look after his kid, so he'll be back shortly. Duty calls and all. Nice Zen. Oh, cheers, thank you. I just wanted to make sure that the music was okay and wasn't too loud. It's a different change of pace than what we're used to as well. We normally go with, it's a bit more of a heavier, a bit more rock music. So I figured if we could have a bit more Zen, peaceful. Oh, there you go, Zen. Yes, peaceful kind of music as a change of pace. And you always love it when you miss a damn spot. So the others, it was more of, okay, that, yeah, Kragnos dies due to everything being against him. So this is the other games, I'm assuming. Which, again, yeah, I suppose it's not ideal that he gets killed so easily. Well, I'd say so easily. It depends how. Again, I think it just depends on what type of players you're playing against, because it's like, I don't think I can, with the armies and my unit choices that I use currently in games, I don't think I could dish out that many mortal wounds, to be honest, in one turn. And it probably, I don't know, actually, could I? Yeah, I could actually. I've dished out quite a lot of mortal wounds with my spirit hosts for my Night Haunts. So there's a possibility to dish out, I suppose. But then again, Centaur, the when AoS 3 comes out, I suppose you won't be able to again target him as such because of the unit coherency. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works, because that may actually play into his favor in terms of not actually getting him surrounded on all sides. So Kragnos can actually have a lot more survivability, i.e. not as many mortal wounds against him. As a food for thought. Guys, let us know what you think about the new rules that's coming out. Obviously, the unit coherency, all that kind of good stuff. Zen peaceful works for me. Yeah, I thought it might, Zen. I guess the other post did not go through. All right, I'm assuming you sent. Assuming you sent another post. Oh dear. My eels, I tell you what, they are quite colourful. I'm just going to go through it now. So, at this moment in time, we've got like a little yellow and orange eel coming through. Then after that guy, I've got like a little athematic blue eel coming through, which is going to be pretty sweet. Athematic blue, and they're going to use Plague Bearer Flesh contrast, all contrast paints that I use. And then I've also got a purple, which will have Vulpus pink and the fins and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, nothing wrong with colour. By the way, could you guys put the names of the songs of the old playlist somewhere? Of the old songs? Is this on the old playlist? What is this? The ones that we played before? Sorry, Alejandro. Or is this the ones that is playing now? Because if it's the one that's playing now, it's from Spotify, and I'll put it in the description if you like. Anyway, it's royalty-free stuff that you can stream for Twitch, YouTube, and all that good stuff. Yeah, I actually just stumbled across it today, just before we went live. I was like, ooh, I like this. The ones you played before? Yeah, sure, Alejandro, I'll do that. That's obviously the more rock kind of style, right? Again, it's actually the same guy who's done this one. He's done a fair few. Oh, yeah. Oh, gotta love a smudge. Yeah, no worries. I'll put that. I'll put it in the description below, Alejandro. That's no problem. I'm interested in seeing how the new heroic actions work. Honestly, same here. It's going to be. I've got to be truthful. I have not fully delved into everything that's been going on. Mainly because obviously I've had working like non-stop currently, but it's from what I'm hearing. Again, I've watched other YouTubers, all that kind of good stuff, and yeah, it's actually sounding really positive. Some people have saying it's edging towards 40k in terms of number of rules, and for instance, the unit coherency. I suppose that's not that is 40k-esque if you like, but 40k is 2 inches, right? And this new AoS is going to be 1 inch. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, the giants having their own rules as well. Not giants, sorry, monsters. Well, the giants are monsters, but yeah, that's certainly going to be fun, and I'm really stoked, to be honest. I can't wait. In fact, the box that I might be splitting with Matt, this is the starter box. I'm tempted. I was tempted to just do the Oryx from it, but then with that, I was also I've also been asked by another mate, Mark, whether I can do a commission for him, and he wants those guys. So I was like, I'm torn whether do a commission and obviously let this guy have this army, or not let him have it. Obviously, he'll pay for it, or keep it for myself. But then I'm like, I've already got like so many AoS armies at this moment in time that I'd love to expand upon with like an Ironclad or a Black Coach or something like that. So I probably will do the commission, and then because I've got 40k stuff that I want to get cracking on with, so then more than likely I'll do the commission, but we'll see. But in fact, we've actually just reached 3,000 followers on Instagram as well, which is very cool. So we will be doing a giveaway for that in the coming, well, in fact, hopefully coming weeks, because we have got like a little projects on the go, and the giveaway is going to be pretty cool, I think. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. Ooh, doing some delicate work at the moment, painting these lovely fins.
Hello, I'm sorry.
It's all right, Matt. Been running the show.
Yes, you do.
How's it doing?
You don't need me.
The faceless one is always needed. Centaur, so Lafayette, the fact baby gargants. Now, oh yeah, well now I need to be 1 inch of each other going. That's actually been quite funny, that, yeah. I don't think about it like that. You know, the currency, Matt. It's then about the the Man Crusher Gargants or Man Crusher Giants, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously they come in unit. I don't know what unit size they come in. Actually, it might be 3 or 2 or something. If you want to have them there, so obviously you're gonna have to keep them pretty close as well.
But that's always been the case, though, isn't it?
True. It depends on how many you have in a unit, I guess.
I mean, I imagine you can't have more than 5 in a unit.
Yeah, true.
So I mean, it shouldn't be any different from what it is now.
Yeah. Well, from what I've heard, Croxagores and other units that have unit size of 3 and people who run them in unit sizes of 6, they could be potentially.
Yeah, those are the only ones that I think will have a bit of a problem. Yeah, like my Mighty Skull Crushers, which I would have want to run in groups of 6 or more, going to be a lot less effective now. It'll look really nice. It'll be in a wedge formation, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so Man Crushers running unit size of 3.
So I mean, like even now, with the current rules, like 2.0 rules, you technically have to run them, if you want them in a group of 3, you have to be 1 inch within each other anyways, right? So technically there's been no change in that. It's just the whole unit cohesion thing, that's always been an issue. That's always been a thing. It's just now the bigger restriction with larger group sizes. That's the only thing that's problematic for some units and some people.
Yeah, it's more like the screening, isn't it, and all that kind of stuff.
And I think that's kind of good in a way, because I mean, screening was just a bit too annoying in some ways. It was kind of dumb to have like a unit of 20 or 40 basically screening the entire map.
I think I've done that once, haven't I? With I think it was a ritual spell that was going on, and I had the chain rasps just screen the backboard, so obviously you could.
Yeah, basically it stops people from deep striking or whatever else moving in. It just controls the board a lot easier if you have like large units of really cheap stuff. Which I guess is a tactic in itself, but I don't know if it's what the game designers intended to do. It was particularly bad for, like I said, with like people with oval bases, large oval bases, cheap units with large oval bases, like Chaos Wolves, I think one of them was, and then you just turn them sideways, so like their large oval base just kind of covered a large portion of the board.
Oh yeah.
And it's not really intended, and it looked kind of dumb because you have like a unit of guys just kind of conga lining sideways against the enemy.
You will be seeing more of that, I think, to an extent, in terms of, to keep the currency in the back line. Because in terms of like having, especially like Cav or anything like that, I think you'll see bits where people will be, as you said, like, placing them sideways.
I mean, they were doing that before, anyways. It seems.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, it's not. I don't think that aspect will change too much, but yeah, obviously the screening will definitely be less intense.
Hope so. I think that's what they want to see.
Eels coming along nicely, you think?
What's your eels?
Yeah. I haven't done any stripes, any, but I've done the skin and fins. Which ain't too bad. So all I can see is 2x5 man cav base models now instead of 10. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. And plus, if you have a unit of 10 cav, that is, if again, I'm going back to like, obviously like regular sized like cav bases, I suppose. Like, I think having a unit of 5 is going to be better than 10 because when you go to charge and then pile in, you can't exactly surround the. And obviously, well, we're going back to like, for instance, Kragnos, because we were talking about this quite a bit, Matt, when you were gone. In terms of having no like mortal wound defense as such. But I think with the new edition coming out as well, in terms of like, the currency and the piling mechanism and other stuff, that in terms of the number of attacks, you could probably obviously won't be as much as it is right now.
Yeah, I kind of see that as like a positive thing in a sense. You don't have people kind of wiping the board off because of a good charge.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it makes the game, because I mean, a lot of times it seems like a lot of people report that in a tournament game or in a very well balanced match play game, by like the second turn or so, or the third turn, the winner's already been decided because half the board's been wiped, or whatever, or like such significant amount of damage has been dealt that it's not possible to win. Unless you win by objectives purely, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the power or the attack potential for a lot of the armies that we have out there is so high that they can potentially wipe out a large chunk of the enemy force before even halfway through the game.
Yeah,
so having
it's
less attacks,
experience.
having less people being actively attacking at the same time could potentially slow it down. It's not for any one army. It's gonna affect everyone equally in a sense. I say equally, but like most across the board, everyone's gonna be having less attacks because of people trying to keep unit cohesion. So if it's hitting everyone, then it technically should be a balanced kind of change.
Yeah,
to a degree. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I don't foresee any major issues coming of it, for me at least.
Yeah. I mean, for our type of games and all that kind of stuff, then, and I suppose casual gamers, I think it'll be, we'll take it, and we're actually quite looking forward to it and all that kind of stuff. But I think where it's going to be the very competitive scene, they're going to be thinking about tactics. Well, not like we don't, but at the same time, you're like tournament players and certain ways to. Yeah, so what's that? Yeah.
I mean, charging. What's that? Fixed bayonets? Fixed bayonets.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I play Corn. There's tactics are a bit not really in our vocabulary.
Well, you say that with what you call it, the ogres that I played.
Mm-hmm.
There's no tactics really. It's just pretty much they were hungry.
Yeah, and that's kind of how some of these armies work. You just go in, do what feels good.
And I was saying to you, Matt, before, when I played ogres for the first time and only time. Oh no, first time. With different times after with Warcry and other stuff as well. But the first time with AoS, I didn't realize how much I enjoyed just
not having to worry too much.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I love like KO and Nighthaunt and others where it's a bit more, I suppose, thinking involved to an extent in terms of movement and all that kind of jazz. But with my ogres, I was like, let's just get these boys in. Let's just get to the feasting. It's fun and very chilled as well compared to what I'm normally used to in terms of like gameplay and stuff. I'm normally like trying to think 2-3 turns ahead kind of thing with my ogres. I was like, let's just keep throwing out attacks. Let's just keep the ball rolling. It's fun.
Look, if you're playing against me, you really don't need to think that far ahead. I certainly do not.
I was going to say it's a natural habit from fantasy days as well. I'm actually quite liking this. I'm using Athematic Blue for the skin and Plague Bearer Flesh for Plague Bearer Flesh for the fins. It's actually quite good.
Oh, for the eel, not the person, right?
Yeah, for the eel, yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it actually looks quite good. I mean, I kind of expected it would, but it was better than I thought. It's always nice when things work out like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just, again, these colours were chosen a few minutes before stream.
I mean, as long as they look kind of natural-ish, that's all that matters, right?
Not even natural, it'd be alright. It's AoS.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's fantasy, so I mean, you could paint them pink, really, and still work.
Yep.
They live in the pink part of the ocean.
And they live in some sort of magical ocean part of the deep. Oh man, I think I have to put the fan on in a sec. It's getting rather toasty in here.
It's been really humid today. Okay, what do I want next?
Is that too loud?
No, it's all right.
Like
it's nice and chilled out. Nice chill out music. I like it.
Got a nice fan blowing in the back now. You can probably see it actually in the back corner.
All good. It's summer, or getting close to summer at least. So it's warranted now.
No, yeah, too right.
It's a nice change of pace from the rain, though.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I'm just not a big fan of the heat though.
Me neither. But, compared to this and like constant rain, this is a nice change. For a little while at least. And it's still quite mild. It's not like super, super hot. It's warm.
Yeah, I think it's more just because also you have the PC on and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's like, I tell you. Yeah, folks in chat as well, if you let me know if you can hear the fan, or if it's too loud or anything as well. Because if it is, obviously I'll look to, turn it off.
Turn it up.
Turn it up, yeah.
How many people we got in chat at the moment? Because when I left, it felt like there was quite a bit of activity going on.
Yeah, the people are just chilling with the vibe.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Just wanted to get one of the things I do quite often, because obviously whilst I'm working during the day, I tend to stop by like on Twitch, other people's YouTube or streams or whatever. But like, the majority of the time, I'm just lurking, just because it's there. That's obviously what all I can do whilst working. But it's good though, show support.
I mean, working from home has that kind of perk.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I did it whilst in the office as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Also good.
I said, put my phone on the desk, be alright. Unless obviously if people started coming over, then I was like, to be honest, it doesn't matter. I was put on YouTube or anything, so it's all good. Ooh, these eels are coming along nicely. So, Matt, what are you going to be painting after this? I know you've got the house move soon, but
I will probably work on my Chaos Lord on Karkatrak, or maybe the Chaos Knights. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh.
And then I'll have to start collecting box done, and then I can work on. What will I work on? I don't have much for Slaves to Darkness, really. I suppose I could start working on I think I have a couple of heroes. I have a Chaos Lord on foot.
Okay.
I also have a Gaunt Summoner I could do. I mean, I have the whole Zinch box from Christmas that I can pick up and that I could start painting with.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about that.
Start painting.
Yeah. Still got a lot of Zinch boys left.
Oh yeah, well, all of the Zinch boys. Because I'm going to be contrast painting with a fair amount of them.
Oh, why
just
not?
Because the acolytes are mostly flesh toned, so I'm just going to blast them through with Gilliman flesh or something of that sort. And yeah, that'll be really quick. Then I got some robes. I'm going to do a pink and blue scheme for my Zinch army, I think.
Oh, cool.
To change it up a little bit. I don't work with very bold colors or very bright neon kind of colors like that very often, so I thought I'd give that a shot.
Yeah.
And then what? So I'll probably finish my Slaves to Darkness. And then Stormcast. I guess at that point I'll really have loads of Stormcast.
Yeah.
Still have a bunch of the old stuff to go through. And then the new stuff.
I was going to say, because I think we may do a bit of a swap with the Necrons, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, if you got Stormcast that you don't want to use or you don't need, I'll happily take some.
For sure.
I don't know, do you plan on picking up the Cruel Boys to do yourself, or are you doing it for a commission?
Yeah, so I was saying this before, so it's probably, we'll see, but it may be for a commission. So that basically I'm just waiting for the price to come out, and then I'll have a better understanding whether or not it's going to be a commission job or not.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because it's going to be like his first proper AoS army, and
okay.
Yeah, because he's one of the guys that used to play fantasy with quite a lot back in the day.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he's looking to get involved in that AoS now.
Good stuff. Yeah. A good convert.
Yeah.
Bring him into the fold, finally. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Nice way to introduce him into the game.
Matt, this question's for you.
What legion? Oh, as in, do you mean like despoilers, or do you mean like which chaos god they follow, or do you mean which of the, what are they called, sub factions? Because I think I'm gonna go with undivided for the most part, and I might just change it up as and when as I want. Just because I think at some point I'm probably gonna have a bit of each chaos army. Because I have Khorne already, a fair amount of it. I have the Tzeentch box, so I can interchange between those two with my Slaves to Darkness. In fact, what I'm doing with my Chaos Spears is they're kind of rainbowy. So I got red, blue, purple, green, all the colors of the rainbow, if you can see that, if the colors are alright. So they will be more or less undivided, but I can pick and choose and say, suddenly, oh, these guys are Slaneshi. Why not? So chaos-wise, they can be whatever they want, though I think I'd rather keep them, or I'd rather play them as undivided most of the time. I have Archaon somewhere in the back. He's gathering dust at the moment, but I'll paint him at some point when I feel up to it.
Yeah. It's going to be a bit of a beast.
And then sub-faction-wise, again, it'll be a bit of a mixed bag. I like using options in my armies. So I like the Kabbalists quite a lot. I think what they're called. They're like the ones that can sacrifice models to either increase their spellcasting or move endless spells, I think. Either or. And that'll be fun to go with like the Tzeentch kind of theme. Yeah, I'm gonna play with all of them, really. It's kind of like my Stormcast. I do a little bit of everything. I don't play one single Storm host. I play with all of them, in a sense. Like, I have one general that will play them as a... what's it called? Hammers of Sigmar. And then another general that will play them as... I don't remember what they're called. Astral Templars, I think. The one that hunts monsters. And then another one that will play them as... Knights Excelsior, or maybe it was what's the one that Gardas is from? The Steel Souls, not the Steel Souls. I don't remember what they're called. The silvery ones. Yeah, I'm gonna play them all just because all the leaders have different leading styles or different playing styles or different characteristics, and that's why I play them all kind of differently. That's how it works out in my headcanon, at least.
Alejandro, I'm currently crying over my failed college grades while writing more law for lizards.
You got your priorities. That's all right. Just stick with it. You got your priorities straight. It's all right.
Sad times. I'm sure you do fine in the future.
Have you ever considered a degree in paleontology? Dinosaurs.
So that is then. So he says Revengers, Despoilers, etc. And
yeah, I like
Hallowed Knights. Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Hallowed Knights. Thank you. Yeah. So I have a paladin sect in my Stormcast army or Stormcast city, and they're going to be the Hallowed Knights kind of theme. They're going to be led by a Lord Castellant in a way, or maybe a Lord Exorcist. And they're going to be all about the zealotry and the,
Like it.
that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So basically, I play them as if it's just a different leadership style, rather than it's a storm host per se. And that's what I'm going to do for my Slaves to Darkness as well. So, Dark Oath Queen with the leadership style as the Ravagers, basically, and they'll
I like that.
get different untamed beasts, or maybe they'll call out the Iron Golems and whatnot in each turn, that kind of thing. I don't remember what the spoilers do. I think that's the demon one, isn't it? I don't really have very many demons from Slaves to Darkness. I might pick up Bellicor at some point, maybe. It'd be fun.
No joy.
Rules-wise, he's not that great from what I remember. I don't know if they've changed much in his updated version. I never really looked into it that much, just because I had enough on my plate already.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ravagers and Kabbalists are the ones I'm most interested in. I have Variant Guard, so I could potentially run, I think, Empty Throne is the other one. That's when you don't have Archaon, you just run with Variant Guards, for whatever reason. Probably have to pick up another box of them if I really want to do that. I'll see when I get there. What else? There's one more for where Archaon is the lead, is the main man. I forget what that sub-faction's called, though. In my book, in a box somewhere, I think. Oh, wait, here it is. Hold on. Let's take a looky-loo.
So I need to write my lore for my orcs as well. Yes. That'll be very cool. Get that lore submitted.
Yeah, please, sir. I'd love to get that lore out there and give me a location where you want to set up base, and then I will siege it and take it out. No, I do not do paleontology. Well, I used to. As a kid, really loved dinosaurs for whatever reason. I suppose every kid has a phase like that.
Yeah, dino. Yeah.
Ah, yes, Hosts of the Everchosen. I think that's the other one that was quite interesting for me. It's where you take Archaon on the field and he gets a load of fun abilities. That's another one I'd like to do, but I still have to figure out how to get Archaon into the game narratively without breaking things.
No. Oh, smudge.
You smudged?
Yeah. Grim times.
It's alright. It's a natural feature of the eel. It's camouflage.
It's camouflage. A blue eel with brown in it.
It's camouflage. Perfectly makes sense.
Oh, thank the Lord for contrast paints, eh? Bit of water, and then it's gone.
Yeah, it's nice about contrast paint.
Oh.
Very forgiving.
Yeah, just don't leave it too long. Top tip.
Yeah. Well, even normal paints, like even if you have if you're painting with normal paints and you get a smudge or you get a little bit on that's not supposed to be where it's at, put a bit of water in your brush, wipe it, and get it off there pretty easily. If you do it quickly, at least.
Alejandro, you could literally use it AK any kid in any place in any moment, and the kid would tell you that dinosaurs are awesome because they are.
Yep, true fact that.
Yep.
If in fact my daughter is into dinosaurs at the moment.
What is?
Yeah, she loves them.
Sweet. So that
It's just one of those natural things.
Yeah, I think the Jurassic on Netflix. I think it's Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Camp or whatever it's called. My nephew was watching it the other day, and obviously I was watching it with him. I was like, this is actually quite good. This, and I'm not really one for watching kids stuff like that, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Was it a cartoon or is it a live action show or what?
It's more of an like a animated kind of don't know what really the best way to put it is. It's not a cartoon. It's more computerized kind of thing.
Okay, right. Is it like educational or is it like a kid's kind of?
No, it's just very much like an adventure kind of thing.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's fun. Dave, evening, flying visit to say hi. Dave, thank you for stopping by. I know we've talked in the past about you trying to get on and join the chat and stuff, so I appreciate you stopping by. There we go. Nagash, of course.
Everyone, please ignore this man or just boo. Just boo all the time for him.
How's it going, Nagash? It's pretty cool, actually. I watched your stream the other day, obviously, as you know. And
yeah, I've been watching his streams for like the updates as they come by as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think like 2+ stuff and rerolling ones and others joined as well. That's pretty cool. Nice accolades to have. Anyway, how are you doing, Nagash? All right? Alejandro, I spoiled this message. Dinos rock. Your Stormcast will be... Matt, this is directed at you, no doubt.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think I gave Sarah quite a few of my Stormcast heads just to be like basing bits or like extra bits for like just
cool.
to get bash with.
Yeah.
So she's not wrong.
Nagash is good, thank you. That's good.
Glad to hear.
Good to hear. Yes. Smashing in the gym as well, as always. Glad you liked it, yeah. Pardon me. Yeah, it was cool to have them in chat too. It was. That's really cool. Dear me. Alejandro, dinosaurs are literally giant, bitey, stumpy monsters that were real and talked. Sorry, and walked the same ground that we walk right now.
Well, talk would be impressive.
Who knows ones greeners wouldn't love them. I know exactly that. Dinos are awesome. They were my very first Seraphon or Lizardmen back then with my very first army, and for that very reason, because they are dinosaurs. Oh look, it's the model I'll never use again. Gosh. Yeah, Nagash there's agreeing with Sarah about the Stormcast heads. Rolling. Oh yeah, when my nephews were over as well, up from London the other day, I got them into painting a few miniatures, and
Oh yeah, I saw that. What they paint?
they actually, well, they painted Sylvaneth, so a Dryad, and 2 miniatures from Lord of the Rings collection that I got.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, they had fun painting it, and
Slave labor.
yeah, my nephew who's like 4, he painted this what you call it, Middle Earth character.
Yeah, that's cool.
He painted it all gold and said, "This can be your champion. This is your champion."
Oh, all right.
You can be your general and lead it to battle. And I was like,
should hand him some Stormcast.
Yeah, exactly. Apart from a sprayed all mine grey, it'd be too much hard work. But no, it is awesome seeing them start to paint. And one of the 6-year-olds really loved the whole painting aspects and all that.
Start them young. Start them young.
Yes. So that was cool. Enjoyed that. In fact, I had my other nephew as well, 3, and yeah, he painted for a little bit, but then he gave up and ran off.
Yeah, can't really blame him at that age, really.
No, not at all. More just a side note. Dave, can't see a valuable way to use him in 2K. New tricks in AoS 3 might help. True. I have to agree. How much is Nagash point-wise? I don't actually know. I know he's hefty, but...
Isn't he like 900 or something ridiculous like that?
Yeah. Nigama, welcome. I haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back. Hope everything is good your side. So the lore of my Seraphon, Salaxi Jaws. Salaxi's Jaws? I'm going to try and... I think that's how I'm going to pronounce it.
Good question.
That's
the thing about Seraphon. They have like such weird names that I cannot pronounce. Cannot even hope to pronounce.
It's finally taking form. Would you guys like to hear it? Yeah, sure. Alejandro, seriously, send it through. Right, really quick visit today. This is 985 points. Oof.
Wow.
Oh yeah, thank you, Dave, for stopping by. Have a good night and take care. Yeah, that is a lot of points to sink into a model. I have used Nagash actually a while back, and it's funny, I haven't finished painting him yet. I started ages ago. Got some of the base colors down and just haven't completed them. But it was a battle is him against 2 bloodthirsters, and he used Hand of Dust on one of the bloodthirsters, and obviously that works. A treat. The other guy, and this is where it kind of got me a little bit, is I found out that the way he used the rules, or did the rules for that bloodthirst, was actually wrong, because the store manager was like, yeah, but it shouldn't have worked like that. And I was like, oh, I should really question more things, but so yeah.
What did you do?
To be honest, we're talking like 2 years ago, even longer, but the bloodthirster with the double-handed axe kind of thing.
Yep.
But he seemed to like just dish out so much damage. It was just like, I think he'd like accumulated things over time rather than actually like a one-off thing or something like that. It's something bizarre like that he did.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too great. Nigma, you're fine. Finished more of Death Guard and now painting more. Very cool. In fact, I think if Sarah's still in the chat, I think she would very much appreciate that. Good old Death Guard there. was going to say, actually, for the folks in chats at the moment, if you look at again, depending on which social media you're using, but if you look in the description, you should see a Discord link. If you want to post any of your work in progress, your finished products, anything like that you're working on, or just general chat, really, just join the Discord Dice Sagas, and we'll look to obviously, we'll be able to show them on screen as well, which would be pretty cool. So yeah, feel free to post your miniatures down there and or on there even, and yeah, we'll look to check those out. Oh, I need to go back in store at some point and order more, buy more brushes. Well, one more. Say more. I mean one brush, which is the I've got the artificial layer for medium size.
Ooh,
and it's absolutely destroyed. Not
really. What have you been doing with
it? It's again nephews.
Right.
got my hands in it and started, instead of like nicely dabbing, started stabbing and to dry brush and stuff. I was like, oh no! But I was like, I can't. My own fault. Should have put it away. But
yeah, artificer brushes are pretty expensive too, and fragile, just because they're so tiny.
Yeah.
I keep mine sealed up. I use it for like very specific occasions, such as like doing eyes. Or like ruins or anything really, really tiny and technical. That's where I use them. So I don't use it very often at all.
I was going to say I tend to use it for absolutely everything.
The artificer, really?
Yeah, I've got the medium size, got the small, and basically bought the whole raft of them, to be honest. Yeah, just, mainly because first of all I wanted to just try them out and see how they are, and yeah, I mean they do the job for me. So I know some
Wait a second, are you saying artificer? Artificer, or are you saying the artificial?
No, artificer.
That is a size, isn't it? Not like a type of brush.
No, it's thing here, because you got the artificer layer, medium, and then you've got where is it now? Artificer layer, so small as well. So you got different sizes.
Yeah, so the artificer is this tiny little one. I keep mine in my little tube.
Yeah, that's me. It does come in those tubes, but
yeah, the medium ones I run through really quickly. I've been trying to find good brushes to use recently, and it's hard to find a good consistent brush that's at a decent price.
Yeah, I think Alejandro's got a point. As a Spanish speaker, Serifan names are kind of easy to pronounce to me. Yeah.
Well, fair enough.
Absolutely.
It's bonus points.
I butcher them. Oh, Nigma, thank you. Yeah, get those in the Discord. That'll be awesome. And Sarah, woohoo, Death Guard. So, Matt, how are you enjoying the music?
I like it.
Better?
It's different, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Kind of like the relaxed vibe. It's nice.
Yeah.
To be fair, that's probably what I usually listen to if I'm painting anyways.
Okay.
Something a bit more relaxed.
Yeah,
because it goes well when I'm painting corn. Nice and chilled. Corn, blood for the blood god. Relax.
Yeah. I was going to say, it does depend on the day, I think. The day of the week. If it was a Friday, Saturday night, then I'll be all up for the bit more of the rock tunes coming back on and all that stuff. But being midweek, I was like, yeah, let's go for a bit more of a chilled vibe. Man. Almost got one more eel left with the leather, and then I'm onto the armor then, which is very cool.
Nice. Getting through.
Yeah. I got some Artist Opus brushes as a present a while back. They're fantastic. To be honest, yeah, I've been recommended a good number of brushes from that guy that I watch on Twitch, Alchemist Painting, because again, he's the guy who kind of showed us a lot of the contrasting and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, he's recommended a few brushes to me, but I think the way I paint at this moment in time with contrasts and a load of is that very contrast heavy, and I think GW brushes are just perfectly fine for me, but it's not like I'm not willing to try other brushes, of course, and as you said, they were a gift, so perfect. I've not tried the new brushes that GW have released. Have you seen them, Matt?
They look alright. I don't know how they're really...
Yeah.
Because I always thought that, GW brushes were synthetic already, so they're making more synthetic brushes seems a bit redundant to me, but maybe there's something else different. Maybe I'm missing something in that.
Apparently, I could be wrong, but I think from what I've heard from feedback is that they're actually that they stain quite quickly, which, if that's the case, then it's not really great for the long term.
I mean, staining's not a huge issue as long as it doesn't transfer over.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I suppose if it's just for the brush itself, then it doesn't really matter. But...
Okay, what else do I need to do here? Flash cape.
Right. Mighty Joe, keep the woke out of our hobbies. Elaborate, Joe.
Wait, what?
That's why I've asked for the elaboration.
On that one.
Is it because of the way the brush is made? So I know it's meant to be more eco-friendly kind of thing.
Is it?
Yeah, apparently so, yeah. That's what Josh was telling us.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. Well, I'll be willing to give it a go. Might buy just one next time going. See how it goes.
Yeah, could do.
And by the way, Mighty Joe, welcome to the chat.
Ooh, this is really zen sounding.
I can't really hear it.
Really?
I can't even hear the music. No, I can't hear the music. Got the fan on in the background.
Ah, gotcha.
Hey up, Nagash being his usual hilarious self. I have a question.
My goodness. Shoot. Sounds important.
Shoot. Yeah, that's actually it. Anyway, Matt, yeah, so what I was saying then, though, is that I can't really hear the music anyway, just because the fan in the background's rather loud.
All right, it's doing its job.
Yeah, it marks it.
I was gonna say actually, what do you think about the new stuff about the endless spells? How you can own, or you can, whoever summons it owns it.
I like it, because there is a way whereby, obviously, if the wizard dies, or if they cast another endless spell, or if they cast or something like that, isn't it? Where they can actually, where it becomes like this is like predatory spells, right? Where
Yeah.
like wild again kind of stuff. So there are ways around it, in terms of making it so it's wild again. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I like the idea of like it becomes a bit of a tactical choice. You can you can aim towards taking out the spellcaster and
Yeah.
making that spell wild and potentially using it against your opponent, or you can just use your turn to dispel it. So, I mean, there's a tactical choice there. If you feel like you kill off the summoner or the wizard that casts it, right at the start, you can potentially turn it back against the enemy lines really, really quickly. Pull it to your advantage even.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think there's an endless spell for what you call it, Night Haunt as well, which now wouldn't hurt me.
Technically, until I kill your caster.
Yeah, I think it's one of the time. I can't remember what you call it now. The like capsule thing, the hourglass. There you go. Where that could potentially cause wounds back to myself, and I was like, ugh, don't like that.
Yeah, I remember I've done that a few times already.
Yeah, it's like it's meant to speed up, age the individuals and all that stuff. And I was like, well, the ghosts. I mean, so you can't really age much more.
Well, it still hurts you.
Well, yeah, it did. Yeah. So Nagash's question: who do you think would win in a fight between a honey badger and a black bear? That is a very bizarre.
But honey badger, I want to say is more aggressive. It would probably be a bit more aggressive, and the black bear being like very, very timid usually, it'll probably just run. So I put my money on the honey badger.
There you go, Nagash. You've got your answer there. Everyone in chat, feel free to disagree.
Weigh in, everyone weigh in on this.
Yeah, so basically, honey badger or black bear, cast your vote. So Nugama, that's them up on Discord, sir. Perfect. I shall have a look. Pardon me. Let's get up Discord. Where are you, Discord? There we go. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, it looks nice. I like the work on the base.
Very cool. I like those. Oh yeah, the base is very cool as well. Lava base. Oh, I love the shoulders there as well.
Mm-hmm. One like very kind of annoying, kind of cool thing about like a lot of the chaos guys. A lot of like what's the word for it? Trim, off trim on their armor.
Oh, the
anything chaos,
I
basically.
know what you mean, though. Yeah.
Fun details. It looks really nice, but my god, it is so time consuming sometimes.
Oh, they look awesome. Oh, Nigma, well done. They look great. Loving the bass near the lava as well, that affects. Obviously, the actual tones of this is really good. Love it. Awesome stuff. I'm assuming that looks like contrast. Could be wrong. That flame effect on the green. But no, great job there. Love him. Alejandro is returned. So, Nagash, that is more of a solid answer than I thought I would get. Thank you, Matt.
No problem. I'm here to enlighten. I am here to enlighten. Just kind of like how Teclis enlightened Nagash in a recent book. Anytime.
Honey Badger, their vicious streak a mile wide. There we go. I agree. The science supports this answer. A very cool Death Guard. Yes, indeed. Awesome stuff. Awesome. Now back to my leather.
I feel like you really enjoy doing leather. just from like the collection of leather contrast paints that you got.
Yeah. It's because I did a lot of ogres on the pants and all that kind of stuff as well. So there's a lot of belt work going on. But yeah, to be honest, snakebite leather is such a great contrast paint. Highly recommend it.
I think I picked up a pod in a recent store trip I went on.
Okay.
Probably be using it at some point.
Yeah, it's just great. I mean, the one coat done looks great. No fuss, no faff or anything. No contrast, just dark green, green wash, and light green. Very nice.
Oh, it's nice.
Matt, that was targeted towards you, then.
To be fair, Teclis is a bit of a cheat. His war scroll is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Teclis either, to be honest. With my Ideneth, it's a bit of a douche.
Yeah, a bit of a dick move.
So, Alejandro, it's entirely up to you, to be honest. What you can do, you can post it in Discord. We've got the We've got the Interstice Pocket Realm kind of lore section, so you can post it in there if you like. Alternatively, you can go to the Great Weave website as well, And again, I think the link is in the Discord, but it may be in the description down below. If you go to there, you'll be able to submit the actual, your picture, your entry, your character name, your description, all that good stuff in there as well. So it's up to you. You can do it twofold. So you could do it through Discord, just submitting it, and we'll have a look. Or you can go direct to the source, which is the Great Weave, and then it'll go through as a submission from there. Oh, sorry. Cool. I think I've done all the leather, which is good. So Nagash's feelings are quite fickle, aren't they? He likes you again, Matt. He likes you. Not a fan of Dice Sagas, of Techless rules or personality. Oh, man. Dropping things on the floor, which is not good. Yeah, by all means, Alejandro, probably the best place would be Discord as well. But yeah, you can place it here if you like, and yeah, go from there. I should get around to painting all my Nighthaunts at some point. Only painted 5 so far. Honestly, Nighthaunts can be, depending upon obviously what it is and how you want to paint them, but they can be quite straightforward and simple to paint. But again, it all depends on what technique you want to go for and whether you want to take your time or whether you want to do a quick job. It's a decent job, like a good job, but obviously a quick way of going about them as well. So. But yeah, Nighthaunt I think can be pretty quick to do. The Nighthaunt are pretty cool army though. I do like them.
Although they're very different. That's what I like about them. They're very, very different.
Yeah, they rely heavily on the characters, which is you have many of them. Many of the heroes, but they are small wounds, so they play very differently.
I just meant them model wise. They're very, very different compared to everything else, just because they're so flowy, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, the aesthetics are really good.
Yeah, very, very different aesthetics, but in a good way. And depending on what you want to do, if you want to go very simple, they're very, very fast. Very, very fast to paint up. So if you want to put in more time and effort, they can look really amazing as well.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of choice with them. Alright, I think I'm going to put on this shade, and then I'm going to call it a night.
Yeah, sure.
Can't do as many marathon nights, I think, just because with the summer days, with the daylight coming out so early, my daughters are just waking up early hours in the morning. It's like, oh, sun's out, daytime, up, daddy, up.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not too bad because, as you know, obviously working from home, but the wife, she gets up. The first one is around the same time. She works in Manchester, so she does a bit of a drive there. But so yeah, I tend to get up around the same time, but then I do try to get to sleep, but it's always disrupted sleep anyway. Obviously not as bad as yours.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I imagine your wife doesn't cry as much.
No, but she does like to leave doors open while she's getting ready and have lights on now and again so she can see where she's going. And I'm like, oh,
fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I do like them. So far, Mortal Realm books have been really boosted my army. Yeah, so that's one of the great features, right? So that obviously those magazines, you got a load of Nighthaunt.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Well, I've picked up a bunch for my Stormcast army, and I've commissioned, or I've picked up the Mortal Realms ones for just commission work. The Nighthaunt ones. It's nice because they give you a lot of different variety of stuff to work with.
Yeah, exactly, and it's just great to have those different, especially if you don't paint like Nighthaunt as such or don't use them. It's just a good way to express or experiment with different types of painting as well. So if you wanted like the fade and effects and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Not only that, but it also gives you like terrain bits, new paints, different shades. A lot of different stuff to experiment with, which is nice.
So I think Alejandro has just posted a little bit of his lore.
Ooh, very cool.
So let's have a
look forward to reading about that.
There you go, Mark.
That's interesting. I read that for a moment. I was like, Shalaxi. That's like the named demon for Slanesh. I'm like, that's weird. And I reread again, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah,
a little bit different. Makes more sense.
That's very cool, that, Alejandro. Look forward to actually, because I know you're going to submit it on Discord as well, the full version, which would be cool. If you do have any pictures or anything like that that you want to use, that's fine too. That'll be awesome. If not, don't worry about it.
It's just one of those. It's just a perfect fit for AoS, I think, just because it's so out there.
Yeah,
like this giant whale sailing through space.
No, I love it. If he's sailing between the void, why not? That's awesome. All right, so eels. They are pretty much, in terms of, I've done the skin, I've done the fins, I've done the tassels, I've done the leather. That's not bad going.
It's pretty decent.
Yeah, so I just need to do the armor, and then I may experiment with some, as Matt we were talking before about the stripes. So I may look to experiment with stripes or some spots or something along those lines. And then onto the characters, the riders.
There's a lot of fun things you can do with like animal skins and hides and things like that. It's like, as you said, spots, stripes. If you ever, I know one of the more popular ones recently have like been like the coconut crab shells, the ones that are like orange and brown and white and all dotted over. It looks really nice. I think Sarah's done it for her spiders at some point. Okay. It looks really cool. It's a really cool effect. I don't know how you do it because it looks like really, really. So I think it looks like it's very technical, but I have no idea how you do it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna browse.
I'm not saying that you should, but something to look at. Something it'd be cool to do for like if you ever do the what are that giant turtle thing is called?
Leviathan.
Yeah, for that. If you ever do that for your Leviathan, that'd be really cool, I think.
Oh, I'm so gonna get that model though. It just looks so good, and I really am enjoying these, and I want to get them on the tabletop now. So I need to So even for Warcry or something, just to give them a go, just give them a run out. Because I've definitely got a force for Warcry, which is fine.
Oh yeah, you must by now.
Yeah.
Because you got your Thralls and you got your Thralls and Reavers, right? So
yeah, exactly, yeah.
that should be more than enough to do Warcry.
Yeah, it's giving a bit of a run out. And then... But yeah, I probably will need... I will be buying these... well, another starter box. Again, just because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And then... for the miniatures I need, and then I'll probably get some sharks.
Also fills out your battle line, fills out your leaders, that kind of thing, which is what you need most of usually.
And then I'm going to buy those Reavers as well, because they just look awesome.
They do. I really like the Reavers. The Thralls too. The Thralls are really nice looking models.
Thralls, yeah. The poses and everything like that. This is why I was thinking, like, I really want to make one like a... Depending how because I don't know how alliances are going to work in the new AoS, so hopefully it'll be pretty cool and something slightly different, a bit more feasible, in terms of allowing a bit more expressive alliances coming in. But
what do you mean?
I wouldn't mind. So, for instance, I'm just thinking like allegiance abilities and other bits where they could potentially, like I'm thinking Stormcast and Cities of Sigmar, where they can have, instead of just 4, they can actually be a lot more expressive with it. But we'll see anyway. I'm just thinking out loud here. But regardless, one thing I want to do is...
Well, keep in mind, Chris, we played narrative, so if you want to be flexible with it, you by all means, please. Because if it works for you narratively, go for it. Why not?
Yeah, for sure. So we have Raven Art Minis. Thank you and welcome. It looks like we've got a raid, Matt.
What?
Yeah, so we got him on Twitch. So it looks like we've got probably about 20 more, about 18 more people join, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's neat. Welcome. I've never been raided before. I'm not sure how I should feel.
Feel violated, Matt.
I should start working on my Slanesh guys then.
Well, Matt, you're already working on your STDs, so it's all good.
Yeah, I suppose so. STDs are close enough.
Raid time, baby. Raven Art Minis. No, honestly, appreciate it. Appreciate the raid, folks. Words of wisdom, Matt. Narrative equals play the game you want to play, indeed.
Exactly.
So, speaking of which, this is what I was thinking of doing, was the Witch Hunter guys. So,
yeah.
For instance, this chap here just looks so damn good. Ideneth guy. So, I'm gonna, when I get the new box, I may... see, then I'm one less short than the actual unit. But I want to do like a little conversion with him to have like a little...
No. Think about it. If you think about it, if you grab the Underworld's Warband box, that'll give you like 2 or 3. That'll fill it up.
Very, very, very true. So yeah,
Easy answer.
That's... Exactly. So that's what I'll be looking to do as well. So again, I'm going to come up with a whole backstory and narrative and all that kind of good stuff behind it. But yeah,
cool.
That'll be pretty sweet. Like a Namati Thrall.
Like do what you want. Like, don't worry about it being too whatever. Like, unless you're doing something stupidly broken in game that just makes it unfun. But aside from that,
I would not do that.
By all means. By all means, please. Because the main thing is we have fun and play and carve a story out of it at the same time. And sometimes I would rather we err on the side of having a fun story rather than having a match play legal game, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Sorry, Mango Smasher, thank you for the raid. My apologies. Because it actually doesn't state on... Because we're using StreamYard to obviously do the stream itself. So it doesn't actually state who's carried out the raid, if you like. So, yeah. My bad. Yeah, there you go. Because obviously you followed, so yeah. Hence, you see the logic. So, okay, so Beth has asked a question. Let's have a look. So, oh dear Lord! All right. But my dog grabs my feces and eats it when I'm doing my business. How do I stop from doing this? It's disgusting. Well, first of all, I'll suggest using a toilet in the first place. I think that's probably the best bit. I need help. Yeah. Well, Matt, you can help, can't you, with your job?
I could. That usually requires a mental health act assessment.
Yeah, there you go. If you please hold the line, and we will point you to.
We will get the authorities out to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, exactly that.
Another one for Slaanesh. Another one for Slaanesh.
Yeah, we'll have to point in the direction of Slaanesh for that. But yeah, in all honesty, never tried. Take your word for it. No, honestly, thank you all for obviously Mango for the raid. Everyone for sticking by, obviously watching as well. Again, if you're not doing so already, we would appreciate, obviously, the good old stuff. Subscribe, check us out on YouTube. We do narrative battle reports or narratively told battle reports based on match play games. What you can see on the screen now is from our battle reports. And then on top of that, we do community lore videos and hobby hangouts, i.e. this. You guys should try it. Yeah, maybe when the world comes to an end, like an apocalypse of some sort, or if nature does indeed call when I'm on a hike.
Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good.
All right. See you all next time we do this.
Yes. Looks like in Matt as well. We're going to have the next community lore video, out on Thursday as well on YouTube. So guys, stick by for watching that as well. So obviously, subscribe, do the bell icon, all that kind of stuff to get notified. Nice one, guys. So take care all, and thank you all for joining. And yes, I actually do invest in the stock market, but that'll be for another time. So if you want to join and ask those questions, by all means do for next time we stream live. And then again, Mighty Joe, keep the rook out of our hobbies. I still haven't elaborated on that, Joe, but we'll take your word for it. I'm assuming we're talking about the paintbrushes again. Rainbow rods. Good night, guys. All right, take care all. Happy wargaming, and let the dice tell the story.